When Google launched Maps in India, the hit is surprisingly roadblock, scooters, and motorcycles. Unlike in Western cities, two-wheelers dominated India's traffic. Their algorithm, which was built for car patterns, just didn't work. So, Google did something really smart. They sent designers and researchers on scooters to observe local routes firsthand. That research led to a new feature called the two-wheeler mode. And that's the power of localization, designing with context and not assumption. Today, we'll explore how major companies like YouTube, Google, Uber, and Samsung localize their designs and what you as a designer can learn from them. Do you struggle to comprehend industry jargons as an early career UX or product designer? If so, don't worry, you're exactly who this series was made for. I've compiled a full A to Z guide to product design terms to help you understand and use them confidently in your communication so you can set clear expectations and show your value as a designer. So far, we've covered letter A through K, and today we are on letter L. And our word for today is, drumroll, localization. What's localization? Localization is more than translations. It's about making a product feel native to a region. That means adapting not just language, but culture, usability, and even behavior patterns. So let's break it down into three core aspects: language, design, and functionality. Key aspects of localization. 1. Language and terminology. Localization starts with words, but ends with understanding. It involves translating text into local languages while adapting terminologies, idioms, and expressions to fit the cultural context. This includes using appropriate vocabulary, adapting humor, and adjusting tones and styles to match the local preferences. Cultural idioms. In translating marketing material for McDonald's in China, the phrase "I'm loving it" was adapted to this phrase, meaning the taste is not bad. This version captures a more culturally resonant expression rather than a direct translation. Technical terminology. When Microsoft launched Windows in Japan, they localized their product by changing technical terminologies to align with the local user's understanding. For example, the term folder was translated to this term, which feels more intuitive to Japanese users. Number 2, design and visual elements. The visual aspects of a product are also localized. This might involve adapting layouts for different text directions, modifying colors and imagery to suit cultural norms, and adjusting interface elements to meet local usability standards. Color preferences. Coca-Cola's branding strategy in China involved emphasizing the color red, a color associated with good fortune and happiness in Chinese culture. This choice highlights the importance of local color symbolism in design. User interface layouts. When Facebook entered markets using right to left languages, it redesigned its interface to ensure usability and readability for those audiences. This adaptation greatly enhanced accessibility and user experience. These examples show how localization requires careful consideration of both language nuances and cultural preferences in design. 3. Functionality. A localized product functions correctly in a target market by supporting local date, time, and number formats, accommodating local currencies, and complying with the regional regulations. Bridging the data gap. Imagine living in a region where streaming a single video could consume your entire data plan. For millions of users in the emerging market, that was everyday reality. Slow internet speeds and high data costs made platforms like YouTube nearly inaccessible. Originally, YouTube's standard app wasn't designed for these users. It assumed that everyone had high-speed internet and unlimited data. But that gap sparked a pivotal shift in thinking. Through intensive field research, the team learned how local users manage connectivity, save data, and shared content online. The result was an app that allowed users to download videos for offline viewing, control data usage through quality selection, and share videos peer-to-peer without using mobile data. It wasn't just a lighter app, it was a lesson in contextual design. Understanding users where they are, not where you expect them to be. If you're enjoying this deep dive so far, subscribe to the Nook for more product design breakdowns like this, especially if you're an early or mid-career designer learning how to think globally. Cash payment for accessibility. Uber's entry into emerging markets like Nigeria highlighted another crucial aspect of localization, which is payment methods. In many regions, credit cards are not widely used, making it difficult for users to access ride-sharing services. To overcome this barrier, Uber introduced cash payment, ensuring that the service was accessible to a broader audience. This decision wasn't just practical, it demonstrated a commitment to understanding and adapting to the local economic landscape. By embracing cash transactions, Uber expanded its user base and kept the experience inclusive in regions where digital payments weren't yet mainstream. Gesture to swipe feature. Samsung has consistently tailored its devices to meet the needs of specific markets. One notable adaptation was the gesture to swipe feature, created for regions where cultural practices often involve eating with your hands. This design consideration reflects a deep understanding of user behavior and daily habits. By allowing users to navigate their devices without touching the screens, Samsung addressed a hygiene problem or concern while improving usability. This is a brilliant example of how observing local custom can lead to innovative design solutions. Each of these examples reveal one truth: great design doesn't scale unless it first localizes. Which of these localization examples surprised you most? YouTube Go, Google Maps, Uber, or Samsung? Drop it in the comments below. The stories of YouTube, Google, Uber, and Samsung reminds us that successful product design goes beyond functionality. It requires a nuanced understanding of local context and user behavior. As early career designers, embracing the principle of localization can significantly enhance your work and help your products resonate with diverse audiences. The more you understand your user needs, environment, and culture, the more impactful your design will be. Let's keep the conversation going in the comments below. I have a question for you. What localization challenges have you encountered in your projects? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe so that you don't miss the next letter in the A to Z of product design. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.